Welcome back to another Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something that is deeply challenging, but honestly, it's an absolutely timeless truth. It's one of those topics that's going to touch literally everyone eventually, no matter your background, no matter your beliefs. We're looking closely at a historical text to unpack what I think is one of the most frustrating paradoxes of the human experience. If you have ever felt like you were doing everything exactly right, only for the whole shebang to go completely wrong, well, this explainer is absolutely for you. It all begins with this incredibly powerful, universal question. If I try to do good, why do bad things happen to me? I mean, it's easily one of the biggest questions we ask in our lifetime, right? We naturally crave fairness. We just want the universe to be this simple equation where good inputs equal good outputs. But as we're going to see, the ancient story of a man named Tobit, it completely shatters that equation. Section 1, the goodness assumption. Okay, let's dive into this deeply rooted expectation we have, that if we obey God and do the right thing, our lives should just naturally become easier. And this brilliantly illustrates the tension we literally all feel. On one hand, we've got the expectation, the idea that faithfulness operates like a shield, completely protecting us from hardship, pain, and disappointment. But on the flip side, we have the reality. Hardship can actually follow obedience. Suffering isn't always a sign of divine displeasure. Sometimes doing the absolute right thing puts you directly in the path of the storm. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look at the character of Tobit. Now, he wasn't just a decent guy, he was remarkably righteous. Living in exile, he stayed fiercely committed to honoring God. He cared for the poor, he gave generously, and, this is the incredible part, he courageously buried fellow Israelites who had been murdered and just left unburied on the streets. You know, performing these burials could have literally cost him his own life, but Tobit consistently chose compassion over fear. He truly believed everyone deserved dignity. He was doing exactly what was right and noble. Section 2, Tobit's unexpected blindness. But Tobit's kindness came with a tremendous cost. Instead of a reward, he gets hit with an unbelievable tragedy, and it happens immediately following his act of mercy. Now, what's really interesting about this timeline is how incredibly fast it happens. In the afternoon, he risks his life to bury the dead. Because of this, according to the law at the time, he becomes ritually unclean. So in the evening, rather than going inside his home, he respectfully sleeps outside in the courtyard. During the night, birds resting above him drop waste right into his open eyes. And by morning, what seemed like just a bizarre kind of gross accident develops into total blindness. The man who risked everything to honor God wakes up entirely unable to see. Think about that for a second. There was no dramatic warning. There was no obvious sin that caused this. There was absolutely no divine voice booming from the clouds announcing judgment. His blindness directly followed an act of mercy. And honestly, this just completely destroys that popular yet highly toxic belief that every single hardship is a direct punishment for wrongdoing. When life falls apart, we constantly search for hidden mistakes, right? We replay every decision, assuming, oh, I must have triggered a curse. But Scripture repeatedly reminds us here, sometimes faithful people suffer, sometimes incredibly generous people experience profound loss. Section 3, the ripple effect of pain. You know, physical suffering rarely stays purely physical. It almost always bleeds into emotional and relational suffering, creating this massive ripple effect that touches literally everyone around you. Tobit's blindness dramatically changed his whole life. The independent provider suddenly became entirely dependent. His wife, Anna, had to step up and start working just to support the family. And the text gives us this heartbreaking anecdote. One day, Anna receives a young goat as payment. Tobit, who is sitting there in total darkness, questions where it came from. He's terrified she might have stolen it. And Anna, who's just exhausted and carrying the massive burden of their household, she snaps. She actually questions whether Tobit's righteousness had accomplished anything at all. Let's move to and see how this builds, showing how a crisis rarely affects just one person. We see a really clear progression of pain here. Step 1, the physical loss of independence. Step 2, the crushing financial pressure placed on the entire family. And Step 3, the deep uncertainty and tested relationships. Suffering doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It ripples through marriages, through friendships, through entire communities. Tobit wasn't just losing his sight. He was losing his sense of purpose and the harmony in his own home. Section 4, God's different measure. It is so easy to look at Tobit's situation and just feel complete despair. I mean, it feeds right into those quiet internal lies we all tell ourselves when life falls apart. Your life is difficult, so your faith accomplished absolutely nothing. Your generosity, a complete waste of time. Your prayers were pointless. It's so easy to believe that if the outcome is painful, the actions leading up to it must have been wrong or somehow worthless. Anna basically vocalized the exact lie that Tobit was likely already wrestling with in the dark. So, the crucial point is this theological reframe. God measures success completely differently than we do. Every act of kindness has eternal value, even when earthly rewards are totally absent. Every sacrifice made in love absolutely matters. Every quiet act of obedience is seen by God. The book of Tobit never ever presents his blindness as proof that his goodness was wasted. His compassion still mattered. Blindness did not erase years and years of faithfulness. Section 5. The bigger picture. To really understand why good people suffer, we have to take a step back. We have to realize that God is weaving together a much larger narrative than we can currently see. Now, faith doesn't mean pretending that suffering is somehow enjoyable, but from our limited perspective, we only see today's disappointment. We just stare at closed doors, but from God's perspective, He sees tomorrow's redemption. He sees the path those closed doors are actually preparing for us. Tobit could not understand why blindness entered his life. It felt entirely unfair. But way beyond what Tobit could see, God was already weaving together a greater story of healing, restoration, and purpose that would eventually lead to incredible miracles for his entire family. I really want to make sure you take this away with you today. If you are walking through a truly difficult season right now, especially after doing what was right, do not assume your obedience was wasted. Your circumstances do not define your character. Continue choosing kindness, even when life feels completely unfair. Let this sink in as well. Your hardships do not cancel your faithfulness. Continue serving, even when your efforts seem totally unnoticed by everyone else. Continue trusting, even when the answers feel permanently delayed. The trial you're facing right now, it is not an eraser that wipes away all the good you've done. God is right there with you through every bit of it. And finally, your suffering does not erase the value of your goodness. The exact same God who saw Tobit's compassion before his blindness saw him throughout every single painful day that followed. He never abandoned him, and in perfect timing, he brought healing. Now, faithfulness doesn't guarantee an easy life, for sure, but it does guarantee that you are never walking through the darkness alone. I want to leave you with this final thought to really reflect on. What if your suffering is not the end of your story, but actually the preparation for a much greater one? Think about that. If this explainer brought you some clarity today or maybe strengthened your faith, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and definitely share this with someone who really needs a little encouragement right now. Together, we're going to keep discovering these incredible, timeless truths that bring hope and purpose to our everyday lives. See you next time.